Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of the podcast show. Yes, join me today for this episode. It's Gemini the Fox again. Welcome.
Well, thank you for having me here again, Chandler. Pleasure to be here.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. So, anyway, guys, welcome to the episode. I've got two very interesting topics for the podcast show. We're going to be talking a bit more about Halloween again, as I was talking with Lion on the last episode. And as promised, I shall also be answering some of your questions about. Quite a few of you have sent in your answers about when is the right time to start celebrating Christmas. So I will be answering your question. I'll be reading out your answers for what you said through Instagram, like so. And also we shall be talking about subtitles. How important are they? Because obviously they play a big part for those who are hard of hearing. So we should also be discussing a little bit about that as well. And yeah, I want to also talk about a nice little cool, new look for the studio as well. Because the headquarters is having a new look, and I want to also talk a little bit about that as well. And also the upcoming date for when the schedule is set to resume, because the podcast is taking a little break, mid-season break here as well. And also a potential launch date for season 4 as well. So that is all to come up here in this episode. So anyway, let's start off with Halloween again. Starting off, because obviously we talked about it on the last episode for Halloween, and obviously Halloween is just literally tomorrow. So pretend it's tomorrow.
Happy to tell them about my thoughts on Halloween.
And obviously Gemini, Halloween's tomorrow, by the way.
Well, I guess if I were to give my input about Halloween, it's one of my particularly favorite holidays of the year. Definitely say, I think my mic cut out for a second, but whatever. So I would say one of my favorite experiences with Halloween is, not only the concept of, trick-or-treating, as most people would say, but I think it's just the aspect of, playing as a character, And although some people do it for, just for the hell of it, like myself, for me, what I've done for the better part of years is that a character that I dress up as, I play as. So I don't just dress as the character, I am the character. So throughout like maybe 5, 6, 7 different Halloweens, dressed up as a myriad of different characters. I've dressed up as a soldier, I've dressed up as a ninja, what was it? I'm trying to remember which one else I dressed up. Oh, right. I've dressed up as Jason Voorhees twice, actually. I dressed up as Part 9 Jason and Part 5 Jason. Michael Myers, Slenderman.
Hang on, wait. So, what's the difference between all the Jason Voorhees in each part of the film? Because I don't really watch the whole series. Yeah.
Okay. So the difference between Part 9 and Part 5 was the attire and the attire and the main weapons that Jason primarily used. So Jason Voorhees have the classic machete, obviously, but that wasn't for a later part. Part 5 Jason, he primarily used a kitchen knife or like a butcher's knife. Whereas part 9, he was more often likely to use machete. But the mannerism was still the same. The attire was different. Part 9, Jason was more bulkier in terms of his outfit. Whereas part 5, it looked similar to that of like a one-piece suit. And it almost looked like civilian attire, if you will. But he still had like a thinner hockey mask compared to part 9, where he had the classic looking hockey mask. But the mannerism was still the same. He didn't talk. He just used his body movements as his language. Jason has never talked once in any of the Jason movies.
Especially Freddy vs. Jason as well.
What was that, Chandler?
Especially in Freddy vs. Jason as well. Like, you're forgetting that as well.
Especially. Yes, especially that.
I mean, not gonna lie. I'm not really much of a fan for the Friday 13th series, but Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street crossover of Freddy vs. Jason was a really, really good crossover film.
I agree. I watched that to its entirety. I thought it was well done. I thought it was very well put. I think my favorite part of the movie would probably have to be, without a shadow of a doubt, when Freddy first realizes that Jason's fear of water. And then he starts exploiting it. Like, just when we think that Jason's gonna kill Freddy, as soon as he nicks a water pipe, he just stops.
Okay, so here's a question for you then, for the film. Whose side would you choose? Freddy or Jason's?
Oh, that's a good question. Because in the grand scheme of things, it's a matter of wits versus strength. Because Freddy isn't strong unless he's in your dreams. Jason is strong in the real world.
Okay.
And it's such a tough decision. I think I would have to say, I'm going with Freddy. I'm sorry, I'm going with Freddy.
Okay. Respect your decision. I think for me though, it's gonna have to be Jason. Like, I feel like Jason's a good guy in the film. And obviously, Freddy just being Freddy, he just becomes a more of a mega ultra bitch in the film.
Yeah, that's true. I think what really brought me to Freddy more than Jason is that mental aspect. Is that, yes, Freddy is just a nightmare, can kill you in your sleep, but it's that when you bring in the psychological into horror, like how Freddy does it, it brings the level of horror to another high, to a new level. And I've watched both Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street series, and both have been very enjoyable. But what led me to Freddy is that it's really intriguing how he uses the mind, your own mind against you. That level of manipulation is very intriguing to me. So I think that was just a main determining factor. If Freddy did not have that mind aspect, mind manipulation, I would have went for Jason without question. That's why it was a tough decision.
Well, anyway, I'll respect your decision, and well, I pretty much respect your decision. Then it's your choice, like so. There you go. It's, to be honest, so either way, the film was good though. Like, it had a great director. I recognised one of the actors. Like, from reading the back of the cover, which had Kelly Rowland in it. I was thinking, what? The singing's in it? Damn, what? And like the director, like, as soon as I saw his name, I was thinking, wait, hang on a minute. Didn't he... And then I thought to myself, I looked at what another DVD I had called The 51st Date, and it turns out the director called Ronnie Yu not only directed Freddy vs. Jason, but he also directed The 51st Date.
Wait, what are you talking about, the 51st Date? Because your mic kind of went in and out for me.
Ronnie Yu directed The 51st Date as well.
The 51st Date. From what I've been hearing in terms of 51st State, apparently Puerto Rico's also in consideration of becoming a state in the U.S. From what I've heard.
Oh no, it's just a film. It's just a film I was talking about.
What?
It's just a film. I was talking about.
I never heard of that. I never heard of that film.
Oh, you should definitely watch it. Samuel Jackson wears a kilt. A black man wearing a kilt. That's funny. That's something that was never done. And not only, it's also got Robert Carlyle, I can't say his last name in the film, where obviously he plays as a British person. And obviously, it captures the youth of the British, of like the old British from like the 2000s. So you can hear like the word twat, bollocks, cunt. I was thinking, oh my god, no matter how old this film gets, it's just gonna be something I can relate to when I was a kid, just hearing these swear words. Like, I love, there's a bit in the film I love where Robert's character says, when I told you to take care of him, I mean take care of him, not take care of him. And obviously this guy is in the boot of the boot of a car, dead. And Robert's character, you can't even shut the boot because of the hand just being in the way. And
I mean, it sounds like an interesting movie.
Oh, it's funny. It's absolutely laugh. You'll love it.
I bet. I like comedy, so.
It's an action comedy anyway, because the Samuel Jackson's character has got to make it like a deal in the UK for like over $100 million or something for like a new drug. But there's a drug dealer that he pissed off in America called the Lizard, and that is played by Meatloaf. And that's another reason I like the film, is because of Meatloaf in it.
You know, I guess speaking of Samuel Jackson, while we're still on the subject, there's this one movie that was, it's considered a horror movie. Have you heard of the Deep Blue Sea?
I've heard of it, but I just never really fully watched it when I was a kid.
So, Deep Blue Sea, Samuel Jackson's actually in the movie. What's happened is that a group of marine biologists and scientists are trapped in where there's, giant great white sharks that are trying to get in, right? And trying to kill everybody in here. And they have to try to get out of the boat without getting turned into, shark food. Now, one of the funniest scenes of the movie is Samuel L. Jackson. He gives out a speech, a motivational speech, right? like he's empowering all the individuals that are surviving that we need to get off this boat. The next thing you know, after he says we need to safely get off this boat, a shark comes out of nowhere and bites his ass and kills him.
Damn, boy. He just
He
get
bites
killed.
his ass. He gets dragged and dies.
Oh my god.
It's just like all that build up, all that inspiration just cut in half, literally, because of a shark.
So pretty much like Piranha 3D and then at the end, in a nutshell, really.
Huh.
In the film Piranha 3D, the person that played Doc in Back to the Future, his character saying the piranhas have evolved, like the piranhas that were released into the Lake Victoria Lake, were only the baby piranhas, and obviously the guy at the on the line on the boat says, "Where are the parents then?" And then the big massive Moe piranha just takes a man off like the boat, just like eats him.
Wow.
And and it just cuts to the end credits, and then that's it for. And then till Piranha 3D Double D came out.
Anticlimactic.
Yep.
How anticlimactic. I guess while we're in the subject of, Halloween, how about you? What are, your experiences with Halloween? What are your thoughts on it?
And to be honest, I don't really celebrate Halloween. I don't go to parties. To be honest, I did trick or treating like about 2 or 3 times, and then that was it. It just felt weird,
Yeah, like, knocking on a stranger's house and then saying trick or treat, and then this one old dude goes in, grabs a handful of candy, drops it in your bag. I can understand the uncomfortable aspect. I think it's just, for me at least, when I started doing trick or treating, I think it was just that aspect, because I'm in a costume, as long as I know the neighbors, I'm gonna trust them. I'm gonna trust them that they're not gonna do anything, bad or crazy with me. So I usually will just, put on my costume, portray the character, and then see how much candy I can rack up. That's just been my whole philosophy. And the funny thing is that because I portray the characters that I dress up as, I've actually gotten extra candy because of that.
Of course.
Like I would be walking, I would be Jason. I would literally be Jason, and I'm just walk the same way he does. And I watch the movies again and again just to, take notes on his body language. The person who played Jason for like 4 consecutive movies, what he did was he created this this motion that before he moves, if you notice, his head moves first and then the body follows. So like he moves his head one way or another and then his body follows. It's not like his body moves and then his head. His head moves then the body. And I implemented that. So, and I would approach some neighbors that are like, 40s, in their 50s and such, and they're giving out candy. And then they notice that I'm, portraying the character and everything. And they're just like, here, take some extra candy. So, acting goes a long way.
True, I suppose, yeah. I mean, okay, so what are you going to be doing for Halloween then this year? You're going to do trick or treating again?
I hope I can. I mean, I'm in a new neighborhood with new folks and everything. I don't know how big the neighborhood is, but I really do want to go trick-or-treating this year, like I've done the previous years before. I don't know necessarily what I'm going to be wearing. Um, I could do another. I could do like another closet cosplay, because I could play as what was his name? Deku, My Hero Academia. I actually
If you
have
want a
clothes
simple
that
character, I
look
can
very.
recommend you a simple one.
What happened?
If you want a simple character, I can recommend you one. Like a plain and
Oh,
simple one.
really?
Yeah. All you have to do is search up this film. Like this killer just pretty much wears basically a big coat, and his face doesn't even show.
Club Dread.
Yeah, just search up that film, and you'll be you find the killer. All he carries is a knife, and like he wears one of those Mexican hoodie things.
Yeah.
It's a funny,
I
cheesy
get
film,
what
though.
I mean, the name Club Dread. It just sounds like a comedy horror.
Oh, it is. It scared me when I was a
It
kid.
literally just it sounds like something that Rick Moranis would have directed.
It's a broken lizard film anyway.
Uh huh.
And trust me, it scared me as a kid, but I just laugh at it now.
Yeah. It used to be scary. Now it's just something to laugh at.
Yeah, because that's the whole point of the film. It's actually more funny than anything else, and plus it's got the
It's
late Bill
basically
Paxton
like
in it.
Scary Movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's basically like Scary Movie in America, because Scary Movie is supposed to be completely, parodizing all these classic horror movies, but they did it in a funny way.
I know what you did last summer. The Matrix, Scream.
Matrix is a horror movie.
No, it took the spoof out of it though. It took the piss out of Matrix film though, a little bit in the first game movie film.
Oh,
Of like the
I
Cindy going
misunderstood.
back
My bad.
and then Ghostface did the same but failed.
Uh-huh. Speaking of the Matrix, Chandler, you heard that they're making they're making a new Matrix movie?
I don't really care for Matrix. That's that bad.
What?
I don't really care for Matrix. Is that
You
bad?
don't really care for your jokes?
No, for Matrix.
I mean, I got jokes phase.
No, for the Matrix film.
Subjective.
No, for the Matrix film.
Oh, jokes about the Matrix.
No, I don't really care about the Matrix film. Like, is that bad? Like, is it bad that I don't like the Matrix film that much?
Why is that? Is it that it's like, maybe too hyper computerized or something? Maybe plot's not too good?
It's just confusing to understand.
Uh-huh.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's
Yeah,
a
I
good
get you.
action. It's just I don't understand it that well.
Ah, I see. I gotcha. Let's see. What about your let's see. What about your fans' questions? Do you want to start answering them now?
Ooh, I can do, yeah. I suppose, yeah, I can do. Alright,
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
yeah.
I think we talked a good amount about Halloween. Let's just bring the audience into this.
So, yes, anyway, last episode, guys, I did ask you about if you have. So, yeah, anyway, guys, if I can get this right. There. I asked you during the last episode if about let me know when is the right time to start celebrating Christmas. Because obviously people starting celebrating Christmas already, with like Christmas tunes, and yeah, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on Instagram. A few of you did actually replied to the answers pretty much, like so. Which, yeah, we only have two here. I'm going to be reading out. Mark Saisha, I can't say your name, sorry mate. He says on Jesus' birthday.
Jesus' birthday.
So yeah, the December 25th on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas Day. That's literally the name. It's supposed to be the lore of it. It's Christ's birthday.
Alright, okay. And Crafter also said, any time past October, not any time before or during. So after the end of October, so basically any time between November up to December is the right time apparently to start celebrating Christmas. Crafter also said.
Yeah, that's one of the weird things I don't understand about my country is that literally the day after a holiday is already finished, like Halloween, that's on the 31st, which is a Sunday, thank God. But literally after October, Christmas stuff is literally there plastered the next day. I'm just like, at least wait until Thanksgiving. Like, give a break. Like, come on.
That's not happening here. Christmas stuff is already out in shops since September already here in the UK.
Oh.
Here in the UK, we already have a Christmas movie channel. We have a Christmas music channel as well. And we have a Christmas radio station playing Christmas songs.
At September.
Yep, and that's been going on since the end of September, roughly.
Dude, that is so early.
I know.
It's just like, y'all didn't even wait until Halloween was finished. Nope, we're just gonna wait me up until September, like Green Day, and we're just gonna start playing Christmas music.
I don't got a lot for Christmas, so wake me up when September ends so we can celebrate Christmas in October indeed.
September's like I think September is like one of my least favorite months of the year. Honestly.
I think
January. It seems like the worst stuff happens on September. I don't get it, like we have, the attacks on the Twin Towers on the 11th of September. Literally within the past month in the U.S., there's been like more homicides, more shootings, the whole shebang. That's just like, I just want to go to sleep and just wait until September ends.
Yes.
Because I do not have the attention span or the level of I do not have a good attention span. And as soon as I hear something about whatever on the news, my eyes gonna turn right to the TV.
Of course.
I could be doing a freaking philosophy paper, which I literally had to finish. It was like 1,200 words for my applied ethics class. When I'm typing my stuff for my applied ethics paper, as soon as first word could be "l," and the next thing you know, boom, right towards the TV.
Oh, and I see.
That's how short my attention span is.
Indeed. Alright. Well, anyway, moving on to our next topic then.
Yes.
So, recently over the past month, Red Bee TV company, who are a subtitling company for well, pretty much I think, yeah, first five main channels here in the UK. Well, pretty much most of the UK channels, I think, focus on subtitling, which sadly they did add a little little fire they did, which everyone had the backup files for subtitles, all except for one channel called Channel 4, which obviously Channel 4 has been going on for substantially quite a few good years, a few decades now, for about 3 decades at least, I think now, 4 decades, like so. But recently, over the last month, Channel 4 had no subtitles until today. So it begs the question: how important is it to have subtitles?
I think it's very essential, and since subtitles and closed captioning is for deaf and hard of hearing people, I've actually had personal experience with deaf people in my ASL classes and such. I've went to one of the schools for the deaf and the blind, actually, and I've used my sign language experience, and I've sat with the people there, and they've mentioned about the importance with subtitles is that because those who are deaf or hard of hearing will have trouble or can't hear the things at all, that they cannot just resort to lip reading. Because sometimes in movies or shows and such, where sometimes the person's head turns around, like they're not facing the person, or not facing anything, and they're saying something, they won't be able to pick that up. The subtitles will. And it really, even for me as a hearing person, I've put on subtitles whenever I get the chance. Whenever I get the chance, I turn on subtitles, because even though I could be hearing them, I still enjoy seeing I enjoy seeing the words being plastered on. It keeps me in attention.
Same here. Same for me. Like I like learning certain words as well, like how to spell certain words. Like it's a weird. I don't know why. It's been a weird habit that I've always been doing. Like if I watch a show without subtitles, it's just weird for me.
Yeah, it felt weird for me too. Like sometimes when watching new movies that come out, like back before all this COVID nonsense, when we go to the theaters to watch a new movie, I'd be enjoying the movie, but then in the back of my mind, I just have this awkward feeling. It's just like, where's the subtitles? Where's the closed captioning? So it even makes movie theaters feel a little awkward to me when there's no subtitles. But then I understand that it's a new movie, so I shouldn't expect that there should be subtitles. And now I'm just like, okay. And then my brain calms down, and then I can enjoy the movie.
Actually, some cinemas here in the UK do provide subtitling and like audio description. And some also do provide with like autism friendly environments, which is also quite clever for the younger viewers as well.
That is true.
I've never really seen a subtitled film in the cinema, but I'd love to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. Because when I was in my classes, one of the things we did discuss about was closed captioning and subtitling, and one of the things we actually did learn about was actually your situation in the UK, because what ended up happening was apparently a lot of there were instances like during the health conferences where there was no subtitles or closed captioning, and a lot of deaf people in Britain got really pissed off because of that. And there were other instances where there was no interpreter actually at the health conference when there usually should be, because they have a very large deaf population, but they didn't have the interpreter. And so there was like a huge firestorm that was going on, and we had to explain about it in our our assignments on Canvas and stuff. But the whole fact of the matter is that it's such an important topic. It's very significant for the sake of so many people. We can't just neglect these people from what they need, which is the ability to understand what we understand. Because sure, they don't need their ears to dance, because they can feel the beat. They can feel the beat of a song with their hands, and they can be dancing to it. That's true. But when it comes to watching a movie, it's better if you have subtitles than always have a translator trying to translate the whole movie and then having them look at the interpreter instead of looking at the movie. It's more effective, stressful that way.
And plus,
I'm really glad that there's some progress up in the UK in regards to closed captioning and subtitles, and I hope that y'all folks in England and in the UK, I hope you guys can get fully integrated closed captioning and subtitles. I really hope you guys do.
Yeah, I really would mind as well. I mean, I think it's getting us like, I mean, either way, I'm just glad I'm doing my bit as well a little bit, because I've been working on a local channel for about just over a year now, and I'm almost at 600 subscribers. And a lot of people said thank you for creating this local video, because I never knew what I was singing along to. I'm thinking, oh, okay. Which the song "The Sign the Window Sleeps Tonight" by them. People were very unsure, saying I thought it was like I thought it was this, or I thought it was that, and all along it was like this, saying obviously people always thought it was completely different, whereas the lyrics are "Call me when you're trying to wake her up." So obviously lyrical videos as well do play a big part as well, which is absolutely fantastic for those who want to help improve on the local videos for songs, because people also need local videos to improve on their English as well.
Yeah. There's actually, I guess while we're still on the subject, there was this one song, by this artist. His name was Andy Mineo. Actually, while I'm at it, since I have my phone right here, I'll just look it up, because I have it on Spotify. But there's a artist who made a song called "Hear My Heart," and basically, excuse me. So basically, what ended up happening was the premise of the video and of the song was he was talking to his sister Grace, was deaf, and actually during the video, it was Andy Mineo. During the video, he's actually signing the words that he's singing, and the story about it is very incredible. It's very I can tell that he's being very genuine. It was very sincere, very dear, and I just think that if an artist like Andy Mineo could go as far as, signing while he's singing, even though that there were subtitles provided, I
Hmm.
really think that people who are in control of, the programming and the networking for closed captioning and subtitles, I really think that those groups really should have a very big focus, or have a lot of attention on them, because of how much important uh, they are to, so many deaf and hard of hearing people.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
But we cannot leave our deaf and hard of hearing folks out of the blue. We
Hmm.
gotta get them.
Definitely. Indeed. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think we're gonna leave that subject now. I think.
Hmm.
And just quickly talk about a little bit about the HQ a little bit now as well. Anyway, everyone. Here in Macquarie, my headquarters is having a little pretty much a new look. Pretty much new building, like so. We moved into a different building. It has a new different studio. I think it was, I'll say it's the same size. We've got some soundproof walls a little bit. It absolutely looks fantastic. It's still a work in progress. The whole building is, along with the studio. But it's looking nice. I can't wait to share some pictures on my Instagram of the HQ once it's all done.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping that once it's all done, I want to try to be a bit more active within my HQ a little bit more, and it's and hopefully it's a place for where I can talk to my team, this is my podcast team, or my editors, pretty much as well. I hope that once the building's done, I hope you guys will enjoy it. Gemini, what do you think of the studios so far?
Well, to say that it's incredible would be an understatement. I think this is a really exquisite, rebuff of the previous building. I really enjoy this new look. Of
Hmm.
course, I have to worry about, the elevator and everything, but everything is, the same as it is. There's still the same rooms. There's still the podcast room. It's just in different places, and I really like there's a new feel to it. You
Hmm.
you can't always have the same, same thing all the time. Sometimes you gotta switch things up, and you've definitely switched it up.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely wanted to go for that a story building floor, like multiple floors,
Uh-huh.
and I managed to create like at least 3 floors. And I'm hoping it's a little bit more organized for everyone. Yeah, like so.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that's about it. But anyway, guys, I think that I'm going to be leaving the episode here. But not anyway. The podcast will be taking a little mid-season break. It shall be. So that means the podcast will be set to return not next week or the week after, like so. So the podcast season will return on Saturday, the 13th of November, like so, with about 5 more episodes for season 3, and then it will be back up on the 8th of January for season 4. So I hope you guys will look forward to season 4. I can't wait to bring out season 4. I'm gonna be trying to find with quite a few more guest interviews of with people within the Requiem community and outside of the Requiem community, like so. But for season 3, for after the mid-season break, I will be talking to quite a few people within the Requiem community, like so. And also shall be speaking to a podcaster, another podcaster who's also autistic himself and has spoken to quite a few well-known celebrities as well. The podcast will return in 3 weeks' time. So thank you for listening in for this episode, and see you in 3 weeks' time. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.